It's a pleasure that in our tonight's news edition, we are having Ambassador Olivier Nduhungirehe, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the Republic of Rwanda. You are very welcome, Ambassador. For me, I'm Adams Kwizera. The Luanda Summit, which was to discuss on the security issues in the Eastern DRC, today was postponed. And as you mentioned it in the statement, that there were disagreements in the ministerial meeting you had yesterday. We want to know, what are the issues that were not agreed upon leading to this postponement of the Luanda Summit?
Thank you very much. Indeed, the summit under the Rwanda process was scheduled today in Luanda, Angola, after 7 rounds of ministerial meetings. There was only one item on the agenda, which was to sign the agreement between the Republic of Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo in order to solve the security situation in Eastern DRC and to normalize our relations. Before the summit, we had received communication from the facilitator, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of DRC, which confirmed the date of 15th of December and also informed that the DRC government has eventually agreed for a dialogue with the M23 within the framework of the Nairobi process. And then afterwards, we received the final draft agreement that was prepared by Angola as the facilitator, which included also the word dialogue between the M23 and the government of DRC. But then when we met yesterday as Minister of Foreign Affairs to review this draft agreement that will be signed by heads of state, we were surprised to hear that the Minister of DRC was rejecting that very word for several hours. Actually, we didn't have many issues of disagreement. We have mainly that one, which was the fact that to solve the conflict in Eastern DRC and also to normalize the relations between Rwanda and Congo, the government needs to engage into direct talks with that movement, addressing the root causes of the conflict in order to have a final, to achieve a final solution to the crisis. Because we need to understand why the relations between the 3 countries have deteriorated. There are 3 security issues. First, there was an issue of the FDLR, and then the defensive measures of Rwanda, and then the issue of the M23. The 2 first issues were addressed by the concept of operations that had agreed on by the minister. Actually, we didn't even discuss that in the meeting. The only issue that was remaining, that of the M23, which took our whole time yesterday with the problem of DRC of not agreeing with a dialogue between them and the M23 movement.
Then could this postponement of this summit be related to the political will that Rwanda continuously claimed that the DRC government is lacking?
This is the issue, actually, because before the meeting of yesterday, we were making good progress in the ministerial rounds of talks, but on the ground, the situation was something else. Actually, in the meeting, before even engaging into negotiations on the texts, on the provisions, on articles, I first recalled what happened on the ground between the 6th ministerial meeting of 25th of November and the 7th, which showed that there is increased militarization at our border. The new soldiers were deployed, weapons, the continued collaboration with the FDLR, with high-level officials of the army, of Congolese army with the FDLR, and also the continued collaboration with a wide coalition including so the FDLR, of course, there was Alendo militia, the European mercenaries, and the Burundian forces with a genocide ideology that was spread by the FDLR within that coalition, and also with this obsession by the president of the DRC for regime change, as he repeated it on 17th of November in Katanga, where he told military and civilian leaders of that province that if he is given the opportunity to revise the constitution, he will overthrow the government in Rwanda. And we take it very seriously, because it's not the first time that he says that, because it has been 2 years that he was saying that. This is why we have defensive measures that are effective to protect our country and our people.
Well, in the statement, you say that this postponement of the Heads of State Summit gives a room for dialogue between the DRC and the M23. What role do you expect this to play in finding a lasting solution on this issue in the Eastern DRC?
Thank you. In the meeting we had, as we were stuck without any way out between the two ministers, there was a proposal that was made by Angola to have the facilitator of the Luanda process, which is the President Lourenço of Angola, and the facilitator of the Nairobi process, who is the former president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, to continue or to engage into consultations with the M23 and the DRC government to come up with a proposal. So what we wish and we support is that those consultations go on, so that those facilitators come up with a language that could lead to direct talks between the government of DRC and the M23, and then we will be invited to a summit with a new language, so that we can sign this agreement that will have been signed today. So it is important that these talks continue between the facilitators, the M23 and the government, and then Rwanda is ready to come back to Luanda to sign an agreement with a language leading to talks between the two parties.
Yesterday, you had the 7th ministerial meeting, and this came after other several meetings that have been taking place. What do you think is the lasting solution to this issue, as you said before, but through such meetings that are taking place? Do you think those meetings, since are not yielding results, do you think there is another way which is not such meetings?
I understand the frustration of people who may think that the Luanda process is not making progress. I fully understand that. But Rwanda wants peace. We believe in peace, and we believe in the economic dividends of peace. This is why we continue attending those meetings under the Rwanda process, despite the hate speech, despite the belligerent rhetoric, despite the continued militarization of the Democratic Republic of Congo, which shows the lack of goodwill. But at the same time, of course, we are not naive. This is why we have our defensive measures which are effective to protect our population, because we witness on the ground the obsession by the DRC government with its whole coalition to overthrow our government, which of course we'll never accept.
Well, thank you, Minister, for having this time with us, and we learned more about this postponement of the Luanda Summit that was supposed to take place today. Thank you so much for having this time with us.
Thank you very much.